Hey guys, it's your girl Nelly B, and welcome back to Hidden Gems of Toco. And this is one of our Mother's Day editions. She's a mother, she's a business owner, she wears many hats, both figuratively and literally, and she's here to talk to us about who she is and what she does. So, Abigail, thank you so much for being here with us.
It's a pleasure.
So, first off, tell me a little bit about who Abigail is.
Okay, well, firstly, as you know, my name is Abigail Charles. I am 40 years of age.
Lies.
Yes. I'm a mother of two. I have a son. He is going to be 20 in June. My daughter
What?
is 11, yes. He's currently studying at the university.
I just want to pause here for like a brief second and say that at the end of this, she's going to show me some form of ID to confirm that she is 40, because I refuse to believe that. Go on.
Yes, my daughter is currently in standard 4. I work at the Water and Sewage Authority as a management assistant, and I also am the CEO and founder of ADK Designs 2022.
That is so awesome. And we're going to talk about ADK in a minute, but I want to talk about Abigail as mother. What has, I mean, you said your oldest is 20.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. What has the journey of motherhood been like for you?
It's been a roller coaster. As I would tell anybody, you buy a fridge, you buy a stove, you get a manual. When you have a child, you get no manual. You have to figure that out. So I became a mother at the age of 20. I was basically a child myself, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So I had us to drop everything now and focus totally on this person that depends on me for everything now. At the time, I was not employed. I did have CXC subjects and that. So I just knew I had to not just be a parent where I would say do this or do that, but I have to model that. I truly believe that children follow more what they see you do more than what you say. So your action have to back up your words. So I went from having my son at 20, at 24, enrolled in the university, and it was really tough because I didn't have anybody to really see about him. It was like, leave him with this one and that one.
Right.
And work in Wassa. I had to travel to St. Joseph. So it was get up at minutes to 4 to catch the maxi for 4:45. If you miss that maxi, I'm going to reach to work late.
Wow.
Reach early, run a course to UE for tutorial 12 to 1. Leave work again after 4. I have a class 6 to 9. Reach back on the stand in Grandy. No transport. Reach home 11, 12 o'clock. And I reach home. My son has homework. He's unable to do it. So I was like, you have a problem. You had to find a solution. So at the age of 7, 8, he had a phone. So in mornings, I would wake him up and doing the work on the bus. I am on the maxi. Come on, baby. I'll sing a song for him. Try to cheer him up for him to do it. And there are times I felt like I was failing him. Because there are times I'll come home in the night and I'm rocking him to get up to do the whole poor child drunk with sleep. So I felt I was failing. There are times I felt like quitting, but I said, there's one day I would want him to do things. He'll want to do things. And then how am I to put it across that you have to stick to this when I quit?
Right.
So I had to keep going. And I went to UE for 5 years, 6 years, doing a very heavy course. It was tough, but I had to do it. I had to do it because I knew my actions would resonate more with my son than my words. So I just had to do it. There were always the challenges, from not having the right people to take care of him. His father was absent from birth. So I had to do it. Also, I had to put on my big girl panties and be a mother. It was a work in progress. Now, I had a good upbringing in terms of with my grandmother, we old school. So I would have used those things that I've learned, those values, and instill. And thank God he is the child he is. He's a gem. He looks out for his mommy. So his greatest fear was to disappoint mommy. So up to this day, I will say he just missing 2 wings. He made it. He made the rough times easier. He made it easier.
What do you think as a woman and as a mother is one of your biggest accomplishments?
I would say my children, And the reason I say that, I think if I didn't have my son when I had him, he was like the stabilizer in my life.
Right.
he gave me purpose. He settled me. And that sometimes I sit back and I joke with him. I say, boy, probably if I didn't have you and I had your mother, might have been some party girl, empty-headed girl, because you're good looking, you're this, you're working, you think. So I might have been, my mindset may not have been where it is had I not had him when I have him. And from the minute I had my son, everything was focused around him and grow him up in such a way that he'll be an exemplary person. I always tell people, in my kids, I see somebody's friend, somebody's wife, somebody's co-worker. So I build my children holistically, not just for me, but they have to learn to survive, not when I'm here, but when I'm not here. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So I think one of my greatest, if not my greatest achievement, is having my children.
I think that is absolutely beautiful. And what motivates you? Like, as a mother, when things get tough, you talked about your challenges earlier on. So what motivated you to keep pushing through?
Again, my kids, I have this vision that the day the Lord removes me from this earth, I don't want my children to just be inheriting debts. Among a lot of Black families, a lot of the time the children, they inherit debts, they inherit less than favorable conditions. I want to build an empire for my children. I want to have generational wealth. I want to leave something that they could hold on to and carry on the mantle. It must be something sustainable for them and their generation. So that keeps me going. And also, they look at me, they look up to me. Everything to them is mommy, mommy. So I have to always be on my P's and Q's, being a mentor to them. They look at me first. It's not like a competition, but even if you ask my son, he will tell you, I want to be the type of person my mommy is. My daughter say, I want to be like my mommy. So I never could rest or relax. I have to always be this example for them, because how disappointed it would be to see mommy do something that she taught us against and she's doing the same thing. So I always have to be on my P's and Q's with them, for them.
Now, as you talked about building an empire, let's talk about ADK Designs and the amazing pieces that I want to go home with. So, tell me about how the business got started and where is it now? Where do you want it to be?
This business started in 2021. Now, I've heard people say that comfort breeds complacency and stagnant, and yes, it does. I'm a person, I love fashion, so much so that, okay, I may be feeling a little down or whatever, shopping is my thing. But sometimes as a parent, you have to prioritize. So you can't physically shop. So I go on Amazon, put things in the cart, picture myself, put it on, and that's my therapy.
Right.
And I always say, Abigail, probably I could learn to sew, but I don't have the time because I'm working out on that end. But I would watch videos for hours on how to make these dresses. I love African fabric, love African clothes, everything about it. So I watched videos for months and months and months and months. And then I got a sewing machine for my birthday. And of course, it was packed up there. With the onset of COVID now, it's like, girl, you see what happened here? You cannot have all the eggs in one basket. It's time for all these ideas you have in your mind to come to fruition, because if you just have them here, they are just ideas. So when COVID came now, I went to the University of YouTube. I had no idea how to use a machine. I knew how to plug it on and press the power button. So I would have watched videos on how to thread it, how to this, and immediately I started. But you see, when you have a love and a passion for something, to when it comes like second nature.
Right.
So I started off sewing little outfits for my daughter. That one she have one, I sewed it. And afterwards, I was like, I want to do other things. And then someone asked me if I could do a little token for the grandchild. The child goes to school in the States. She had some little token that represents she went to Togo and she lost it. So she's like, I want something for her to remember. I don't want nothing big. I say, want a wristlet? She said, yes. Of course, I did my research, found a pattern. I buy a lot of my pattern on Etsy. Some I designed for myself. And I found this and I said, you know what? I'll put on my own touch to it. And when I gave her this thing, she went to the roof. I posted it on Facebook, and after that was orders after orders after orders. The slippers and them, same thing. Everything here is things that I taught myself on YouTube, and sitting there by my machine is my absolute safe place. I went from having a domestic machine to having an industrial one, and it's from selling and turning it over, doing my research, what makes your bags better, all of that. And I'm a little OCD, so if you watch my stuff, I have to get everything lined up.
Oh yeah, the detail is fantastic.
Yeah. And sometimes I go on Pinterest and I take a little idea and I say, okay, I put my own touch to it. And voila.
Absolutely love that.
Yeah.
What do you think is the one lesson that you would want your kids to have learned from you?
Don't ever give up. Regardless of how tough it is, don't give up, because the Supreme Creator gave us everything in a package. Everything is within us. It's all about us spending time with ourselves, getting to know ourselves, that self-love, everything in us. Find yourself. And whatever your dream and passion, you pursue it. Don't give up. The challenges are just stepping stones to push you further, for you to see how much more strength you have, how much more there is inside of you. Don't ever give up. The road will get tough, but guess what? You're tougher than the road.
I hear that.
Yeah.
I absolutely hear that. And as we wrap up, for the mothers who may be struggling, who may be having a hard time balancing, because mothers wear many hats.
Yes.
Again, figuratively and literally,
Yeah.
mothers wear many hats. What would your words of wisdom be for those who find themselves not being able to find a balance or struggling with everything else going on in life and motherhood?
I think for a lot of us, we struggle alone. And we have to understand that we're not in this alone. So much of the time we are too hard on ourselves. We need more community as women. Groups. We have to be each other's strength. You know, you relate to this one help, this one. We need back. I was reading some research recently, and back in the days in Africa, they had these women groups, they networked. So a lot of us, we suffer in silence. Sometimes we judge ourselves, because sometimes what the reality we live in now, you know, we study what people will say, and wherever life shows us lemons, we make lemonade. And you may not have all the ingredients to make that lemonade, but your neighbor may have it. So we have to find strength in each other. We have to learn to adjust each other, not tear down each other, so that way the other sisters will be comfortable to reach out to you for that, because we cannot do it alone. It is too much for you. Like me, I have my little village of friends where we talk on the phone, we discuss issues, we get ideas. And I always, for me, get a skill. We all have it. You just have to discover it. Sometimes the situations don't come up, or we tell ourselves we can't. Don't ever tell yourself you can't. I don't, that's not in my dictionary. The only thing I cannot do is breathe breath into somebody and bring them back to life. Anything I think I want to do, I do it. I do it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So thank you so much again for being here. It's lovely chatting with you. Yeah. We will chat about those bags.
Yeah.
And this is a message for all women, for all mothers. You are resilient, you are strong, you are beautiful. Your gift, your talents are undeniable. So no matter what life throws at you, if you had the lemons, somebody had the lemon. Somebody had the sugar.
Yeah.
And you could get your lemonade done and coated. So thank you so much again.
Most welcome. It was my pleasure.
Take care.